Okay, sweet. So thank you guys for coming through. I shall be showing you or teaching you the basics of using SonicPy. SonicPy is a code-based music creation and performance tool, which was created by a guy called Sam Aaron, as you can see on the screen. Okay, so on to the next slide, we have introduction. So who am I, what I do, how I came to know about SonicPy, and how the interest grew. So who am I? I am Maureen, first of all. I go by the name MONRHEA as a DJ and a music producer. That's my profession. Yeah, so that's what I do. Then how I came to know about SonicPy. It was introduced to me by a friend who was like, there's no one, he used to play like using this software to out there. I'm from Kenya, by the way. And yeah, like no one was really interested. So randomly he showed me this, and I have studied like management information systems in school, but ventured into music, just following my heart. And I don't have any musical background or like any knowledge, but when I got to find this out, it was so interesting to me since I had done some coding in school, just a little bit, but I didn't have any application to use afterwards. So when I found this software where I can use code, it was so exciting to me. And you don't need to know code to understand how to use this. But yeah, so, and it was an interesting way to produce music since like there are other softwares like FL Studio or Ableton. This was very interesting to me, and it opened like a whole realm of how to work with music, just so exciting to me. Okay, so on to the next slide. We have, I don't know if it's small, I can zoom. I don't know how to maximize this. I don't know if you can see properly. I'll try. Oops. Okay, I'll just zoom out a little bit. All right. So here we shall be exploring the software interface and some of the definitions. So let's get into the software. I don't know if you were able to download, but how do I get to it? SonicPy. So generally, this is how SonicPy looks like. If you download it from the website, it's usually white in color. But you can make it, how do I minimize this? Okay. You can have a dark theme. There's a white and dark theme, where over here you can see dark mode. So if I switch it, if I untick it, it's gonna be white. So, but I prefer the dark mode, so like that. So the interface. So up here we have something called run. This is basically play. Once you press this, you're telling the software to play whatever code you've written over here. Then stop is telling the software to stop the code, running the code. Rec, this is record, if you want to record whatever you're playing. Then save, which after you stop recording, it will automatically save, tell you to save whatever you had recorded. Then load this, probably if you want to add samples, other samples from maybe your computer into the software, you can use this. Are we still there? This time, I don't know. I can't even see. Yeah? Okay.
Yeah, sorry, I was on.
All right, cool. So onto the right side, there's this button written size. This is where you can minimize for the minus sign or maximize the code. If you want to see it in an easier way, you can maximize it. Let me leave it this way. the scope is, for example, if I play this chord, wait, how comes like, what's happening? Oops. I'm already having an error in the beginning of the session. Oops. Wait. Okay. Wait. This shouldn't be playing. Okay. So for example, if I play this, you can see over here, should be bigger. I'm trying to maximize it. Come on. Okay, but you should see some waveforms over here. I think I shall be able to make that visible as we go. Anyway, so that's just the scope. Then info is, when you press on that, it just tells you the info of this software. I love what it writes here, like music as code and code as art. Like, I think that's beautiful. All right, then help. So the help section is what brings out this thing over here. Let me minimize this. Okay. So here we see something written tutorial. This is where literally you can teach yourself Sonic Pi. And it's very easy to follow. Like here, the guy says, welcome to Sonic Pi. Hopefully you're excited to get started making crazy sounds as I am to show you. It's going to be a really fun ride where you'll learn about music, synthesis, programming, composition, performance, and more. So it's a written tutorial where you just click on any section and it shall guide you through the software. It's really well written and simple to follow through. Then we have examples over here where if I click, for example, this, there's a code over here where you can copy paste by dragging through the code. Click Control C if you have a Mac, or Command C if you have a, what is it called? MacBook. Copy it, then you paste it to the software itself. Oops, I'd used that before. Oops, right. That's from something else. Well, you copy paste it. Then it comes to here, then you can play just to play around and figure out what different examples you can use to try out different things. Then here we have synths, synthesizers, just different sounds you can use through the software. Then here we have FX, which means effects. For example, I think we all know like the echo. Where's the echo effect over here? You can use an echo or a reverb, something like that. Then here we have samples. So for example, if I choose bass drums, here we have like samples of different kicks you can use. Maybe if you go to drum sounds, you can see there's a kick. You have a cymbal. There are snares over here, like you would find in a usual drum kit. Then language here. This is just the different commands you have through the software. This is a little bit more complicated, and never mind about that. So if you don't mind, I'd love to have a small talking session with you so that I know where we all are at, like in terms of music understanding. So I'll start with, so we can start with Katie. Katie is already aware of how the software runs. She's played using it before. She's taught some people before. Yeah, so maybe tell us a little bit about yourself and your knowledge, or if you know what this is. I just want to know how many people like at least have a musical knowledge, or yeah, something like that.
Yeah. So I guess so MONRHEA showed me Sonic Pi. It was a few months ago or something. And then ever since she sort of introduced me to it, I've just like played around. I haven't actually like finished a full song on it, but I've more just been like playing around. And recently I've started to learn actual coding languages as well. So I guess now I have a bit more of an understanding of the actual sort of coding aspect.
Mhm. Thank you. So I'll go to Natasha.
Hi.
Hey.
I know nothing at all. I'm just really
Okay. All
so
right.
this is only
No, remember I also don't have like a musical background. I just started actually taught myself production and DJing. So it's you can also do it. Like, you can also learn.
So,
All right. So Rian. Right.
Hey.
Hey.
So I love music. I haven't worked with this software before. I'm just a fan of music, so I'd like to learn. I tried DJing before, but I know I'm very, very, very amateur. Like I barely know anything. So I'm just looking forward to learning a new skill. So
Okay.
thank you for this.
All right, thank you. Nadia.
Hi.
Hey.
I've, years and years and years ago, I I was being taught how to use Cubase.
Mhm.
And I did a business and information systems sort of like diploma. And we did some coding in that. That was like Visual Basic, C++, all of that stuff. But you know what? That's so many years ago that I'm literally like a newborn baby with this. I've forgotten everything. So okay. Maybe something will come back. I don't know.
All right, thanks. Yeah, you just switched on your camera. Please unmute.
Sorry, is it my time? Okay.
Yes.
I don't know much about music, so I'm kind of hoping that this is like a taster for me.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Grace, are you there?
Hi.
Hi.
No, I was in your last session. I didn't get to it, but I got a few bits and bob out of it. So I'm not great at it though.
It's okay. All right, cool. So trust me, after today you'll have known how to at least do something. Does any of you have the software with them? Yeah? Okay, cool. Because there's a section where if you don't have it, it's fine, but I'd want you to try it yourself. I'll share the code with you in the chat, then you can put it in and test it yourself. Okay, so let's go on with the PowerPoint. Where are ya? Okay, so that was exploring the software interface. Now let's go into, there's something, wait a minute. So this side on your right, we have the master volume where you can adjust, add or reduce the volume. Let me leave it over there. Then safe mode, I'm not sure. Okay, I guess it's better to be on safe mode. These are things you've done, input, output. So here for the input output section, this is where you can, where they show you the MIDI. Like you can use, I have this is called a MIDI, MIDI controller. I don't know if you can see, I can't see myself. But so this is where if you plug this into your software, you can like use it to play different keys or parameters now using the software. You shall see the connection now in that input and output section. Then editor, So here you can maybe, for example, like it's just basically the overlay of the software. Like if I uncheck this, you see the numbers, the line numbers go away, but if I check it, they come back. Or buttons, if I uncheck it, they go away. Or yeah, so you can leave that all of them checked because I think they're useful. Then visuals, updates. Anyway, you won't use this as much. Oh, then buffer. Buffer, this is where you, like you can have 10 different songs over here where you set different codes to play music, different codes where you can have them as different songs. Okay, where is my tutorial again? Where is it? Let me check my book. My tutorial is on page buffer 7. Okay, cool. All right, now let's go back to the here. Okay, so now some definitions which we shall use today. Sorry about that. So here, what's a code? A code is a language understood by the computer. This is generally like if I tell computer like hi, like you won't understand, but if I use like 1 and 0, which is literally translated to what you write into, then it understands it. Then, another way, a written set of instructions using a particular programming language, in this case, Ruby. So this Sonic Pi is coded in a language called Ruby or Raspberry Pi. That's why it has the Pi after Sonic, so Sonic Pi. So this is the language it uses. So live coding. Live coding enables you to write and modify code. To write and modify code live to make music, just like you might perform using a guitar. So the way if you're playing with a guitar and you're literally changing different actions as you're playing the different notes live as you're performing. So that's basically live coding. Then a loop. A loop is a sequence of instructions that repeat the same process over and over until a condition is met, until it receives the order to stop. That was really bad English. But anyway, yeah, so that's what a loop is, a repetition of a certain thing. A live loop is, this is according to Sonic Pi, remember, so it enables live modification of the loop. That's basically what a live loop is. Then sleep. Sleep is a command which enables breaks in between sounds. So what I can explain just roughly before we go deeper into it, what a sleep command is. For example, you're playing a piano and you're playing do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. So it's playing do, then it takes a break, re, then a break, fa, then a break, like that. So that break is what is called sleep. Do, break, re, break, mi, break, do, re, mi, fa, so like that. Open. We've understood roughly what sleep is. So it's those breaks between the sounds, the different sounds you're playing. Then amplitude is a computer representation of the loudness of a sound. A high amplitude produces a loud sound and a low amplitude produces a quiet sound. 1 is a normal value and 0 is silent. So I think that explains itself. What have I written here? Note to use low amplitudes, i.e. in the range of 0.0 to 0.5 to avoid compression. Yeah, so I'd advise to use, you use 0.5 to 1 as the range of your amplitude. We shall, as we continue, you'll understand where all these are applicable, but at least we wanted us to go through the different definitions before So here we have rate. Rate is how fast or slow the sound is. Then pan, panning a sound to the left, that's -1. We use the value -1 means that you can hear it out of the left speaker, and panning it out is to the right, that I use the value of 1 means you hear it out to the right speaker. I don't know if you like listening to a normal track, probably there's some like shakers playing, then you hear them like jumping through. If you're wearing headphones or earphones, you hear different sounds from the different sides of the speakers. That's what panning is. That's panning one of the sounds to either the left or the right side of the track itself. Okay, then sample. A sample is a pre-recorded audio which can also be imported into the software. Oh, nice, yeah. So we shall see how to use panning. Anyway, we'll see. I haven't, anyway, let me continue, stick to the script. Okay, blocks. Blocks, they allow us to use, they allow us to do useful things with large lines of code. To do so, we need to tell SonicPy where the code block starts and where it ends. We use do for the start and end for literally ending or finishing the code. Actually ignore this. This is not supposed to be here. This one. So I have a section with talking about blocks, so I shall explain what that is. Then comment. Comment tells the software to ignore the specific line of code. We shall see how this is applicable. Stop. Stop, when used in a block, it mutes the block of code. We shall see how that is applicable as well. And then we have buffers, where you place your compositions. I think I've shown you what buffers are in the interface. Okay, so I've seen something in the chat. Let me check what that is. Oh, nice. Okay, at least we understand what panning is. That's good. Yeah, so this is basically just what I was telling you before. The code editor is where now you write your code, and all this, like I've just explained all this. So I shall share this with you so you can go through it later. All right. Alrighty, now at least we are a bit familiar with some terms and the software. Let's try out a simple code. Actually, you try, you try out and I shall guide you. Okay, so I shall copy this into actually let me copy it from the software itself. I want you guys to try it out. So I won't be able to hear it, but just let me know if you can hear it on your side. For those who have the software, just copy paste this into one of your buffers, then click on run. Then let me know if you hear anything. If someone gets a sound, let me know, then you tell me what you hear.
Yeah, I've got the kick drum.
You got it? So what can you hear? You hear like boom, 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 boom. Yeah, so that basically is playing this this thing called BD house. I told you a sample is a pre-recorded sound. So what it's doing, it's playing this kick drum called BD house. Let me play it now so that we can all hear. First of all, is everything else muted? Okay, let me put this to the side. Hmm. Sorry. I see something in the chat. I hear mine. Okay, sweet. So let's all listen to this. You can hear that? So if you've tried it, you've basically written your first code. Like, congrats. Anyway, okay. So let's try something else. I want you to copy this one. Let me copy it in the chat. Then try it. Now for this one, once you click run and you hear something, I want you to change this button, this number, return rate over here. Then change it to 4, then run again, then hear the difference that makes. Remember, rate is how fast or slow the sound is. So just change the different, this number to different numbers, maybe 8, 6. Then every time you change, you have to click run. Then just hear the difference of how the sound is changing. Let me know if you hear anything, if you can notice the difference. Any look, any look. You hear the difference. Okay, sweet. Look. All right, so I wanted you to try it yourselves, then we can all hear it. So let me start with 3. Remember, each time you have to, yes, exactly, higher and lower. Remember, each time you change the value, you have to press press run again. Then now that's when the change will occur. So let's do that. Then if I go higher, I go higher. It's like a higher pitch, and then it goes down. So that is what rate does. Okay. You written a second code. Anyway, all right. So back to the PowerPoint. Okay. Back to the PowerPoint. That's the PowerPoint. Oops. Okay. So this is what we're doing, the first code and the second code. So I'll share this with you, then you can copy paste it at your own time and play around with it. All right, so let's dive into blocks. Blocks, they allow us to do useful things. Sorry for the baby. They allow us to do useful things with large lines of code. So a line of code is this, basically. You see the numbers over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like that. So like number 4, this is the line of code for number 4, number 5, like that. So to do so, we need to tell SonicPy where the code block starts and where it ends. We use do for start and end for end. So we have do over here and end. Right, so if we use this example, the first example we did, we have the first line of code written as like live loop. I shall talk about live loops in the next slides. Then Cheza kick, this is just the name of now this block. You have to call, you have to give a name to the block. Then do, so remember, so what do is telling the block to do the lines of code, to do the actions or to do whatever is in this middle part of the line of code. Let me separate. So there is do and end, then there is the meat of the block, whatever is being played. So for example, here what we did earlier was a sample of BD house, which is the kick you are hearing, at a rate of 1, which is the normal rate. This doesn't have to be there actually, it can just be, and it will play. So the sample BD house, when it's like that, we will play at the normal everything, the normal amplitude, which is a volume, and rate, which is the speed. Then sleep, 0.5. So sleep, remember, is the space in between the, for example, in this example, the kicks, the space in between the kicks. So it was like kick, then a break, kick again, a break, kick again. So that is what sleep is. It's telling the code is telling the software to play kick at it's like 1 second, play kick for 1 second, then stop for, so 0.5 is half a second, stop for half a second, then play again the kick, then end. Okay, I hope, are we okay? Are we understanding something? List, all right. Then, okay, so using times and live loop command. So in Sonic Pi, remember, for you to be able to play a track as you're modifying it, you have to use now like a live loop or times, and there are other phrases, but for today we shall just use these two to explain. So times, what is times? Times, use this when you want a certain block of code to repeat a certain number of times. E.g., do this 3 times, then end. I shall explain with a sample code. Then live loop, use this when you want the block to repeat continuously till you stop the code manually. Hi, Kim.
Hello.
Welcome, welcome. All right. We've started, but don't worry. I shall give you lessons at your own time if you don't get. Anyway, let's continue. So where was I? Okay, live loop. So yeah, so the definitions, I've read out the definitions. Then now let me use an example. This with the software. So if, for example, I just play this software without this part over here, you just played once, then that's it. Just played once, then that's it. So now if by the alt Z, you just undo everything. So that's what I'm doing. But now if I play it with the live loop, so it's gonna, remember, a loop is repeating continuously, and the live loop is enabling me to change the values as I continue playing. So wait, sorry. Let me mute this. So now it's repeating continuously, it's not just once. So that's the use of live loop, that enables it to continue continuously. Anyway, then now adding in the aspect of live loop where you can modify live. For example, I've removed 0.5, and now if I use the value of 1, that means it's like 1 beat at a time, like, just like that. If I change it to 0.5 again, that's half a beat, so it's gonna be faster. So then, okay. So that is how you use live loop, and this is probably how you'll always play with SonicPy. But now there is also the thing called times over here in the third example code. So what times is I'm telling the software to play this sample just 3 times, then it stops. So let's listen to that. Wait. This is still on, sorry. Oh, by the way, if you want to, let me just say it. So if you want to mute something, you can use these hashtags on the specific sample, then it's gonna mute, it's gonna go gray. But if you want it to play, you unmute it like that. So that's basically what I'm doing by pressing that. So this is where we are. So now if I play this, it's gonna play 3 times, the kick 3 times, then it stops, because I've told it to play for 3 times. So that's 3 times. If I change to 5 times, all right, let's try 8. You can all count like in your head. I'm starting now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right? So this can be very useful. For example, you're playing, you have an intro of a song, then you just want it to play like for 16 beats. So you just write the 16 dot times, then do. So it does the line of code or whatever you've written inside the code. Then it will just play it for that time, then it continues on to the next line of code. So for example, if I use it over here, I remove this and write maybe 4 dot times. Then I want it to play this 4 times. Then it goes to the next code, which is this. Let's see how that plays. Did we notice that? It plays, or let me do it 8 times so that we can hear the difference. Then I went to this. Okay. So that's times and live loop. Anyone have a question? Anyone? Are we good? Okay, okay. All right. On to the next thing. So yeah, that was lives. So for times, you write dot times. So here in front of the dot will be the number of times you wanted to play. Then, yeah, so for here you can see there's a difference. There is no, you don't use you don't name the block of code. So for live loop, you have to name it. And this colon over here before it has to be connected to the name for it to work. Otherwise you'll get an error. Let's check that out. For example, if I put it this way, you see this space, and you've noticed like the colors changed from pink to white. That means it's not like the live loop is not recognized in this name, but when it's connected, it's like one thing. So if I do this, see, there's an error. over here. But if I bring it back, okay, it plays it. So it's live loop space colon, then the name of what you're calling this block, then do. But for times, you don't need the names because you're just telling this loop to play a specific number of times. Then, yeah, that's it. Okay. So, I think for times and live loop, that's it. Oh, then also I realized before, like this, the software is case sensitive. So it has to be, I think all of them have to be lowercase. So for example, if this L, a capital L, if I play it, there's an error, you see? It shows that there's an error over here, but if I use, oops, small letters, let's try that. Okay, there you go. So yeah, that's something to note. Okay, let's go to the next slide. So number 9. So the sleep command. Sleep is a command which enables break in between the sounds. So you see this value over here. These values are written. So one is just the like one beat. So for example, if the software is on 90 BPM, it will be like slower, like 1, 2, 3, 4. So, but if it's a techno track, it'll be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. So this is 0.75 is 3/4 a beat. 0.5 is half a beat. 0.25 is a quarter a beat. Then 0, like nothing happens. We'll just play once, then off. So let's test that and see what's happening. Let me remove the square for now. That I can use this. So if I play it, hey, bruh. Okay. So let me change it to 0.75. Okay, it's slightly, okay, there you go. 0.75, then we go a little bit faster to 0.5. Right, are we noticing the difference? Then 0.25. Let me mute everything here. It's faster. Then for 0, it will just play once, then off. Let me do that again. Just once, then off. Right? Because it's not, like there's no other value for you to jump into the next. So for sleep, if for example you're using like hertz or such sounds, like the high frequency sounds, you can use any value, like even, okay, let's try something like this sound. Then maybe use 2 to, like you can play around with the values. It doesn't have to follow what I showed you, but now for like kicks, since they are the main drive of the sound of the music of the song, it's better to use the more defined values. Okay, I hope you understood what sleep is. Let's go into the next. All right. Dun, dun, dun. Anyone knows how to play like piano? I don't know personally, but that's not an issue, so don't worry about that. So how to write chords, melodies with SonicPy. Now this is part of the reason why I like using the software is because, yeah, like I don't have any musical knowledge, but I can easily figure out how to do like such things. And I don't even have to use melodies actually, but I think it's good to show because there are many people who use like chords and melodies in their music. So I think it's important to show this. Right, so how to write chords, melodies with SonicPy. We shall learn this having a piano in mind. So let us look at what chords are and melodies using this tutorial on SonicPy section 2.1 using your first beat. So here I had like a layout of the piano, and we look at this as well. Don't worry, it's not complicated. I'll just show you. Don't worry, be happy. Okay. So let me show you a simple example of, before we get into the software's tutorial, just show you an example of how, these are more complicated a little bit code, but this will just play do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Let's play it. Okay. Anytime now, okay. If I make it a little bit more faster, it's coming. Okay, there you go. So there we can see how sleep also comes into play. Let's take it back to one. So let me do a quick like show of what exactly happened. So you can see here it's recent scale C3, then number of octaves is 1. So what was happening there was, if you see, it was on 3, C3. So that means it started from C over here, C, then on the 3rd octave. So the do re mi was playing only on this 3rd octave. Since I said the number of octaves was 1. So that's what it's played. It started from C3, which is this. C3 then played C, D, E, F, G, A, B, then started again. So for example, if I wrote 2 octaves, it will play from the 3rd octave to the 4th octave. So let's try that. I think it's reading this, and so that's okay. So it starts from the C3, then it continues to C4, the 4th octave. Okay, that's, I just want to show you, but now let's go step by step. So we're gonna use the help section. Here we have tutorial. Then we said we're going to go to 2.1. Here we have your first beeps. Let me move this. I don't know if it's too small for you guys, but like I can't. Can I maximize? You can only maximize the size of this. I don't know. Are you able to see? No? It's too tiny. Are you able to see?
That's good.
Here.
Don't know
Yeah, I can see.
Okay.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. So your first beeps. Take a look at the following code. Play 70, for example. So what? Okay, let me minimize this. Right. Let's go to this. Right. Move. Go to this side. stop this 1 second. Right, so if you say play 70, they just play that 10. So play is what you use in when you want to play anything related to notes and chords, and so notes basically, like in a keyboard you use play. So okay, press it again and again and again. So like if I run it over and over and over, more crazy, I'm sure you'd keep doing that all day. But wait, before you lose yourself in an infinite stream of beeps, try changing the number. Okay, so probably change this to 75. You hear the difference, like it's gone higher, like in pitch. So let's read here. Lower numbers make a lower pitch beeps, beeps, and higher numbers make high. Okay. And higher. Wait. 1 second. Yeah. Right. Bye. So lower numbers make lower pitched beeps, and higher numbers make higher pitched beeps. Just like on a piano, the keys at the lower part of the piano, the left-hand side, play lower notes, and the keys on the higher part of the piano, right-hand side, play higher notes. In fact, the numbers actually relate to notes on the piano. So play 47 actually means the 47th note on the piano, which means play 40, which means that play 48 is one note up, the next note to the right. It just so happens that the fourth octave, C, is number 60. Go ahead and play 60. All right, so now let me show you with the diagrams. No, okay, let me finish this, then I can show you that. All right, so chords. Playing a note is quite fun, but playing many at the same time can be even better. So if you're from 60, then you play 61, for example, and play maybe 64. Then play maybe like 68, just a random guess. So that we can hear that it plays all the notes together. Right? That's basically a chord, like how you'd play in a piano and separate your fingers. Like if it's this, then maybe this is 60. I can't even see myself. Am I showing it right? 1 second. Okay, yeah. So if it's 60, maybe this is 61 and this, like how you'd play a chord. That's basically what's happening, playing them together like that. Okay, so let me play that again so that we can hear. Okay, so when you play multiple plays, they play at the same time. Geez, move. Okay. So a melody, let's go to what a melody is. So playing notes and chords is fun, but how about a melody? What if you wanted to play one note after another and not at the same time? So you remember what sleep is? It's telling the beat to literally sleep in between the notes. So let's hear the difference of like what will happen once we have sleep in between. Did you hear that? So instead of it playing all together like a chord, now we have a melody, a sequence of notes. I think that's what a melody is. Okay. So yeah, they have shown about the sleep. All right, so here, traditional note names. So usually we like if someone who studied like music will like say C5, like musical notations like in a piano, which would be like C or D or E, not like numbers in this example. But Sonic Pi knows the different music notations, the letters, the names, with which go together with the numbers. So these are MIDI notes, basically MIDI numbers. Then now we can now use, for example, we can change this now, for example, to a name. So the usual names someone can, someone learns like in a music lesson. For example, I shall explain now with the image, but just let me write randomly. Maybe F4, 1 second, then or maybe D4 randomly. So you can notice it's still playing something, whether you use a name or a number. So now let's go into this so that I can explain what that was. So on this side, we have the, oops. This side we have the number, the letter names of like what would be on a piano. So for example, here we have C, D, E, like that, which repeats over after each and every octave. C from C, D, E, F, G, A, B, then repeats again throughout the piano through different octaves from 1 to 7. So if, for example, you have this chart and you want to play the note C, for example, how we were doing the note C, but on the 4th octave, and you want to find out what number it is, you'd come here and look for C and look for the 4th octave. The number that's there is 60. So that's basically what we're doing over here by writing 60, which is the same, which is the same as, if I play this alone, let me remove this. If I play this by itself, and then I change it to C4, gonna play the same thing. Okay. So if, for example, if you have maybe a major chord, you have a written song which has the different names, the letter names of each note. You basically transfer it into the software using, if you have the numbers, you can use the numbers. If you have the letters itself, you can see the software, you can use the letters themselves as well. Okay, so for example, so here before, there's this Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, which we can see if I play it. So this is, let me play it, then we can listen to it. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. So if you have a piano, that would be the same way as just pressing the different notes. And now substitute of this, you can always use the numbers. So something you can maybe we can point out. So anytime you use a colon, you're telling the software, let me not say the wrong thing. You're telling it to refer to, for example, a name, a scale, a sound, a sample, a synthesis, which are already in the software. So this piano sounds we're playing, they're already in the software. So you use a colon to call, to tell it, bring the thing called C4, which is already in the software, and play it here. So that, then also we saw before, like over here, like naming it. So you use it to refer to something. You can refer to a name, you can refer to a note, you can refer to a sample, anything like that. So, but if you're just using the number, you don't need the, because you're not calling it to go get, like, you're basically playing the number itself. So you use it without the colon. So for example, and numbers, if you can see the difference here, they're usually in blue. The color for numbers is blue. So if I play this, it will still play the 60 as C4. Do we have a question so far? Are we understanding something? Yeah? Okay. Ooh, I'm so proud of myself. I'm doing better than the last class. Anyway, okay. What else?
Maria,
Mhm.
so with this software, if you could play the piano, would you be able to play the piano and it would then write the notes in for you? Would it do it that way?
Okay, so I think what you're asking is, for example, if I use this MIDI, then play it on the MIDI, then it will like come and write itself on the software. That's what you're asking. It won't write. So let me show you an example of what it does. So here, let me maximize. Let me ensure everything else is off. Stop, 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 stop. Is it not stop? Stop. 1 second, 1 second. Okay, so this is a code. Okay, without all this, without this pink stuff over here, just this note, velocity, sync, MIDI, launch key, like this. So that's what, this is a launch key, for example. So I'll connect it right now. Let me show you what happens. Okay, okay. Let me try. Come on. Sorry, sorry. 1 second, 1 second, 1 second. Okay. So, is it playing anything? Let's see. I have to run it. So, let's play something. Okay. So, probably let me see if it can do something without all these other things. Let me tell this to stop. Then we can just use the line of code by itself. Let me see if it's gonna play. Still picking up the echo. Nothing is playing. Oh, sorry. Okay, let me just explain this code, what exactly it is. So what the thing is doing is, you see here, live loop, I called it MIDI piano. Then it tell you to do, ignore this for now. So when you write a command which is use real time, I'm telling the software when I press run, whenever I play this, it plays real time, like in real time value. So when I play this, it's gonna play like in real time. So then this code is like, it's there for, it's the general code, like across any, what am I saying? Wait. So you'd have to write notes, comma, velocity equals to sync. So you're telling it to sync with this MIDI. So my MIDI is now the launch key, which this is already, you don't need to know. It will already pick up, as you can see, it already brought out whatever it's recognizing, which is this. And you choose the one that's written on, not on. Then what I'm telling you to see, to play this synth, like for example, you can take synths from here, which I have this beep. Use synth beep. So it's using this synth, which is called beep. Then what's happening here? Note, it's telling the computer to play the synth at an amp, which is a volume of A, which you called A over here, to 0.30 at a volume of 0.3. That's what it's saying, and cut off, stop it at 100, which you'll see over here. Then end. So this is I'll copy it for you, or you can use it. I'll copy it to the PowerPoint, so that if you need to use any MIDI, you just copy it. This is what you need to use. I'll use one that like doesn't have all this, which is less confusing. We shall try it. Let me first show it with this first, then we can take it out and see what's happening. So if I press run, oh, and now this effects, I think you can hear an echo effect. That's why this is here. But let me, one second, let me play it first. Uh-oh, it ain't playing. What did I do?
Because you've still got stop on.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
I just lost it.
Thanks. Okay. So you can see me play? Can you hear? Let me add the volume, which is amplitude. Ah. You can hear that. So let me stop this one and copy paste this, then I can just use how it's supposed to be without the effects. So let me remove this and this. Let's see how that goes. Let's switch this. Maybe use a sample like the one we were using, the kick we were using before. Try that. I don't know why it's still picking up the echo. It shouldn't. Okay, there you go. No echo now. So every time I, oh, oops. So now, if you want to know like which key or whatever it's, the value it's playing, this section over here, to answer your question now, log, this is called a log. A log is literally like a log of, it's logging in the values you're playing. So over here you can see live, look, can you see my cursor where it is? Okay, live underscore MIDI piano. So that's saying it's playing this live loop of what I've called MIDI piano. And then MIDI slash launch key not off, so it was off, then it went on the value of 65 and 49. So if you take this 65 and translate it here, it will do the same thing, I think. It's what I'm thinking off my head, but I'm thinking that's what it's saying, because it's saying I played at this time, then the on is when I press on, then off is when I release. So it's picking the value, the time values of that action over here. So this is what the log is, and if you want to refer, that's what it like happens. But I don't think there is a way for it to pick the notes and translate it to the, what's that section called? I haven't forgotten the name. let me check the name. To this part called code editor, this section. So yeah, to answer your question, I'm not sure. I don't think that is possible for it to pick values from this, then translate it over there. Because basically this is supposed to be like a live performance. So you prepare whatever you need to do over there. Probably like let me play something like live. We can have this kicks playing. Then I insert the beeps. So what's with you? Okay, let me remove this. Mm. Katie, can you notice anything? Okay, there's stop over here.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So if you're playing like live for people, you can just prepare maybe like the kick drums to continue playing. Then here you put in like a not like the lips, just randomly to explain. Then maybe we can use something like what we can pick something from down here, maybe a saw or something. Okay, let me use mode files. Let's try that. Okay, of course you can take time and choose more interesting sounds, but yeah, you can always play around different things. Maybe we choose this over. Why is it sounding the same? These are more interesting. Okay. Anyway, just something. Maybe what else can I try? I haven't actually gone through the synth nicely, but just randomly to explain what's happening with this. So yeah, that's so a MIDI is something a musical MIDI musical instrument digital interface. That's what a MIDI is. This is not exactly like a piano. You just use the computer to bring in whatever you want it to play. For example, we've been using Try and Hoover, like the synths, the different synths, which load up into this, then you use it to play. It's not exactly a piano, but it's very nice for live performances. As you can see, you can put in anything into it, and it will just play as you're doing your code. So I think MIDIs are the only thing you can connect to SonicPi, but not exactly as piano, for example. But I think there is a way to link. I haven't checked that out, but there's definitely a way. You can have your software playing the SonicPi, and you have the piano, which is linked into one speaker, which will be the same thing. Okay. Okay. Are we all there? I hope you're not bored. Please don't. Okay.
No, it's really good.
Okay, cool. So let's go back to the slide. All right. So yeah, we've seen like the importance. Like I had to Google for this like chart at least to, because I was also trying to understand the numbers and how they relate. So like if you know how a major chord is, you can arrange, you can like look at this chart and use either the names itself or the numbers to make a major chord, for example, or a minor chord, something like that. This applies also to like guitar or something. Just use, yeah, the names and or the numbers. Okay, so here, in case you have no music background like me on how to lay out chords to make melodies, you can utilize this amazing thing called randomization. This is why we ask the computer to generate random numbers instead of us choosing for ourselves. So literally we're telling it, so for example, this code over here, oh, I'm sweating. This code over here, we're telling it, this section here, play rand. So we're telling it in between 60 to choose any number in between 60 and 72, like any of this, and to play it randomly, and it will make a melody out of that. Okay. Let's try that and see how that applies. Let's pick this up, copy and paste it into our dear lovely software. Oh, I'd already written it here, so okay. Let's see how that sounds. Let me mute everything else. Let's mute this. Okay. So it's literally picking up randomly in between the value of 60 and 72, or C4 to C5, just randomly. We can change this value, probably take it lower an octave, maybe do 50 and 60. It went lower. It's lower. Then maybe go a little bit more higher, maybe 70 and 75. So probably if we join it, we add it in with us. So basically that's what randomization is. If you load like properly, you have your kicks, you have your snares, you have your like your drum sounds, then maybe you have a guitar playing, because there's some guitar samples here. Then now add the randomization, it can bring out something nice. This is just an example to just show what exactly it's doing. So here you write live loop, of course, to put it in a in a loop, which you can edit live. Anywhere, I just call it anywhere because it's picking up the values from anywhere. So this is just the name of the block. Then tell it to do, so it starts doing the code, then you tell it to play. Remember, play is when you use notes. So play rand, and you notice it has 2R because it's called the ranged random. We put it in between a range of random numbers. So range random, R, so R, then rand. That's what you use to call them. There's no space in between, by the way. I noticed if I do this, it's gonna bring an error. If there's a space, an error pops up. But if I close it up, so make sure make sure that's make no. Right, so you write the number value where you want it to start, then a comma, then where you want it to end, basically the range you want. There's also a way to write now, for example, if you want it to range from C4, I don't know if this is going to accept, it might give me an error because I'm used to using, I like using the numbers, but let's see if it's going to do so. Let's try. As for now, I just want you to learn that simple one because I don't want to complicate it, because I personally just know this basic way. There's a different way you can now, like for example, have a chord written. You see they have written here C4, C5, C. Now you'd have maybe D and all that into that bracket. So it will only play the randomly in between that chord. Or even it can play the chord together and maybe have another line of chord with another, maybe a minor chord, then probably like shuffle among those two. But as for now, at least the numbers can give you now the randomization. Okay, that's for rand. Can use that to make a melody. What is this here? There's nothing here, let's delete. So he had written some keyboard shortcuts. Wait, there's something. Okay, anyway, keyboard shortcuts, which again, you shall have this, and you can always use run code if you don't want to keep on like pressing with the cursor, run over here. You can just use Alt R. To stop, that's Alt S. Does anyone have a Mac here? I don't know. Anyone? No? Okay. So yeah, so these are shortcuts for Windows. Select all, that's Alt A. Usually we use Control A or Control C to copy. So for Sonic Pi, you use Alt instead, but all the rest is the same. To format, like delete everything, is Alt M. Was it M or F? Okay. So that, yeah, saving is literally like that one you need to press on the button. Okay. Then yeah, samples, you can pick up any samples by using the prefixes below. So these are the ones over here, excuse me. So what that basically is, if you go to this place written samples, for example, in ambient sounds, you have this ambi swoosh, ambi drone, ambi blah, 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 blah. So for example, if you don't know what you want to pick and you want to go to the ambient sounds, for example, and you're writing a sample part, you see it already brings down the drop down menu of the different samples which are already in the software. So if I, for example, play, like take ambi choir, it picks that up. So, or for example, if I want now like a kick, which will be mostly in the BD, it will bring this. If I want, let's use an example here, a percussive sound. You come to this section, then you'll see the list over here. Percussive sound starts with the prefix of perc. So I write in, don't forget your colon, perc. Let me remove this red thing. Doesn't have to be here. It can be confusing. So you type in your sample, then space, colon. I want a percussive sound of maybe a bell 2. You can click on it or write it as the 4. Then that is not a very nice bell. Probably have this is like a till, like the till from the cashier. Let me remove this brand. Let's try that. So you can take in different samples over there. Okay, then I think that's for samples. So these are the different prefixes. So for bass sounds, it will always start with bass. Electric sounds, elec. Percussive, perc. Guitar sounds, git. Drum sounds, drum. Miscellaneous sounds, misc. Then the kicks stuff, that's BD. Okay, and okay, using the stop function. So I want to show you how to use a stop function to mute blocks. So this happens when, for example, and you shall see me when I use that when I play for you the small set. It will be like 15. Have we stayed here for how? That's fine. Okay, let me wrap up at least in 30 minutes. Even less, so that you guys can go sleep. Let me try be quick. Sorry. All right. So using the stop function is literally like to mute. You can either do two things to mute a block of code. What mute is exactly is, for example, I have this sample code over here. Actually, which one can I use? Let me bring in a kick over here, something like that. Let me use this. Come on, wait, and I bring it here. Oh, I also need to show you how to use this BPM thing. Okay, let me bring it here. So, okay, let me remove it first and stop this. So if I remember the twinkle twinkle, geez, what is happening? Why is there an error? Line 42. Oh, there's no end over here. That's why. Okay. You see, so every block has to have an end like after it, or you're gonna have an error, like what just happened. So now it's gonna play. So you hear how slow it is. By default, Sonic Pi uses a BPM. We all know what BPM is. Do we know what BPM is? Oh, beats per minute. Yeah. So for Sonic Pi, by default, its BPM is 60. So you heard how slow the twinkle twinkle was. So for example, if I want to use a BPM that I'd like, or like, so for example, to use BPM, you literally write use. It's gonna bring out a drop down menu, but now you pick the one with BPM. So it's gonna be underscore BPM. Then space, then write the value you want it to be. So now if you run this, it's gonna sound faster because it's like 2 times 60, 120. If I remove it, let's hear the difference. It's back to 60. Okay. So let me turn the BPM, use, all right. So what was I doing here again? Oh, showing you how to use stop. So if you have noticed, like every time I've played as of now, this stop is unhashed. Remember the commenting or using a comment, you use hashtag. That means the code won't read the line of code which you've put the hashtag. So it means it's not reading this stop value, like telling the code, the block to stop. It's disregarding that line. But for here, you can hear it's not playing the kick because this stop is active. So that means it's telling the block of code to stop. So if I, for example, add a comment to stop, to the stop value, that I'm telling it not to play, not to consider line 6 and run it, we can now hear the kick. Let me make it faster. We can hear the kick. So if I'm playing live and maybe I'm on the chorus and I don't want the twinkle twinkle melody to play, I just remove the comment, then run it again. So in the next, it's gonna stop. It's gone. So it told the twinkle to stop playing. Now the code is now active. So the block of twinkle is not playing now because now stop is active. So that's a way, if you're playing, like you'll see me use in the short set, how to use stop. So for example, if I remove the comment in this line, the kick stops. If I return it again, sorry, the hashtag again, it's back again. Because now using the comment, it doesn't trigger, it doesn't read that line of code. Another way to stop a sample from playing, probably you don't have this stop value. You can leave it there if you want. Okay, let's remove it so that we see the difference. Another way is still using the hashtag. Now hashtag the sample that's being playing. The block is playing. So that means, again, it's not going to read this line of code, which is 6. Let's play it. There's nothing playing. Let me unmute this so that we hear it's not gonna play the kicks. It will go straight to the twinkle twinkle. But now if I activate that line of code 6 by removing the hashtag, it's not gonna play the kick. Okay. So for example, if now you're playing like live and I'm playing both the kick and the, oops, let me add the twinkle. Sorry, I'll explain what happened there. Let me mute this as well. So now I want to go maybe into the chorus. I don't want the kicks. I just mute the line with the sample which is being played and press run. Now it's just the twinkle. So those are two ways to mute a block of code, using stop or commenting or telling it not to play the sample itself, just the line with the sample. Okay, so what you had there before, using the play, you can add synths to, remember the play command is taking any note, like in the software. In this case, it's playing the note which is at 60. Now we can use synths to add in over here. Let me see what's in the chat. It's not popping up. Come on. Oh, did I stop share? I'm sorry. sorry.
Sorry, it was me who posted. Ignore it. I just need to go. So,
okay.
Thank you very much. But yeah, I'll see you later.
Thank you. Bye-bye. All right, so where was I? Oh yeah. So if, for example, I want to put a different sound into the twinkle twinkle, like from the different values which are playing the twinkle twinkle. For example, if I use this synth, which is called Hoover, which again, you can find other names of synths over here. If I play it, so as you can see, basically it's just now using this synth called Hoover, but in the notes which are still here, which follow like the twinkle twinkle little star. So you can always change to like different things, maybe this. Yeah, so another way to use synths over there with the play. Okay, I think I am almost done. Then I can do like a small section. If we have time, we can check adding effects. Do we have time? Should I? Or we go to the... Wait, it's really quick. Okay, let me just show you real quick. We can do, for example, on this. Let's stop this. how you add effects. So for example, we can add an effect we all know, which is echo, for example. So you use with FX, you come here to effects, with effects, and probably use now, as we're saying, an echo. Then you have to tell it to do the action of the echo. Now, remember, each do has to have an end. So for this do the effects, we also have to add a separate end for it. Okay. So for this do over here, so for this live loop, we have the do and the end for this block. And then with effects, this do over here has its end over here. Otherwise, it's not gonna play. Like if I, for example, do it this way, it's gonna bring in an error. You see over here, line 6, and 46, there's no end. So I have to add it in. And you can see the code automatically arranges that for this line of code, this line 5 ends with here at line 10. And for this line, which is at 6, ends with line, which is at 9. So let's see how, let me change from this. Okay, let's hear it first. You can hear the echoes from the, probably we can use, let's just use the kick, it's fine. What can we do? So let's change the, let's use now the pan, for example. There's a thing called pan slicer. And if you have like earphones or headphones, you're gonna hear it like jump around the two sides. So what it's doing, it's slicing in between through the two sides. All right. Yeah, can you, those with headphones, earphones, can you hear? It's like cutting across. Katie, can you hear? It's like, okay, wait. It's like slicing the pan through, like really quick. I don't know. Let me use something else. Let me use like a symbol. Let's see. Let's see how this sounds. Oh, that amp is gonna be too high. That's better too. Can you hear it? Yeah? It's jumping through the different sides. So over there recorded by mistake, but okay. Where are you going?
Yeah, but for some reason I think it doesn't really work through the Zoom, but then I tried it on my Sonic Pi and it did work on that. I don't know if it's because it's like through video, if you know what I mean.
Oh, okay.
But it works on my Sonic Pi. But that's why it's like I don't think I can hear it. But yeah, if I try it on my actual Sonic Pi, then it works.
Okay, sweet. Is it, wait, let me ask, is it Sade or Sate? You know, like there's that artist called Sade. He'll mind.
Oh, it's Sade.
Oh, it is. Okay, Sade.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Thanks. Sweet. All right. So yeah, I think when you try it by yourself, you're gonna hear it more clearer. Yeah, so let me not take so much of your time. Let's just do this thing I had prepared. So it's more of like a meditative like sound. So I just want you to like relax, just chill. You can even close your eyes or whatever as I play it. Because I literally, what I did was, so this is, it's over here. I just joined all the ambient sounds, like all the ambient, let me show you. All the ambient, come on. Okay. Here in the samples, we go to ambient sounds. So basically all of them which are here, I just join them into this so that it creates like a chip. Then after this, I'm gonna save it and send it to you guys, and can always listen to it. Yeah, so do we all have earphones, headphones? I think that's a better way to experience it. Yeah. Okay, should I start? All right. Dun, dun, dun. Let me ensure everything is on stop so that I unmute them myself. Stop, 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 stop. This is not on stop. Stop, 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 stop. So I'm ensuring everything is on stop, like literally all the blocks are on mute. Then I can unmute them slowly by slowly as I want. And let's begin. I shall record it. Let me go to record. Wait, let me check something 1 second. If it's on the right. Testing, can we all hear? We're good. Those whose videos are on mute, I want to see on the chat. We good? Okay. Thanks for the thumbs up. Okay, cool. All right, let's begin now. All right, cool. Okay. So that was it. Was a different like ambience, like through some chilled out meditative to me session. How did you think about it? What do you feel?
I loved it.
Yeah,
Very
that was so
relaxing.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
What
Yeah,
do
I
we
really liked it. It
what
felt
do
like a
we
journey. It
yeah,
felt like I was going on a journey.
nice, nice. Thank you.
I
What do
actually
you
didn't want it to end.
Oh
Didn't want
really?
it to end.
So
Yeah.
like so this is one of the things like I'd love to accomplish like with my music. Like you can just listen to it and just chill out and get into your zone and stuff. Yeah.
Mm.
So this was more ambient, but I also do like um bassy and like techno-ish kind of sounds and more hard hitting. But like I'll share with you my links. I have an album I released like recently. You can have a listen to. I also do sets on like YouTube. You can always have a check. But so for such, I can always prepare such music for like that purpose. You feel like you're in a journey and can just chill out through it. And you've seen how you can come up with something using Sonic Pi, you've learned some basics. If you want, I can always make like always offer like teach if you want to ask me questions or anything. I don't know if you want us like to have we can always like create a group or something. I don't know if you want.
Yeah,
If you
yes,
want to
definitely.
continue on with this, you know. So first of all, who's gonna call our track? What are we gonna name it? Then I'll send it to you guys. What do you call it? Anyone?
Deep space. I don't know.
Deep space? What did you
I
say?
don't know. Something to do with the unit. I don't know.
It
Something
is
to do
then.
with space.
Okay, so space. Anyone wants to come up with the second name?
Mm.
Space, space, space.
Time?
Anyone? Space time?
Something to do with time? Because, like, the journey part of it, like
Mm.
space and time or
Space.
something.
All right, okay. Space through time. How's that? Space
Yeah.
through time.
Yeah.
I can call it Cesar session from the Cesar session. Yeah, sweet. Space through this should be a T. All right. So what we can do is probably after this, you can send me like your names, then I can like add into a group. Then, so I'm gonna do more, I'll start doing like live sessions online, like on my YouTube. So we can always like learn together. You can always jump in, we can do a live session together. You can always ask questions. I can give you like 4 marks or something like that. I created a small YouTube playlist for Sonic Pi. Like you can check on like tutorials over there. So I can send into the group. There's a guy who's made like a playlist with 30 of his tutorials. They're really short, like 7 minutes. You can like really go through quickly, and he explains the whole thing really well. And the good thing about this, like, there's no mistakes. Like, you just randomly do stuff, and something nice comes out of it. Like, that's why I like. It's not like there's like FL Studio and Ableton. Like, you have to know what you're arranging. So with this, it's like really random with how you can play around with it. Yeah. So, Adai, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you continue using Sonify. I really hope so. And always, by the way, I'm in contact with some Aaron, the guy who made the software. So we can always arrange like for a session to like meet up with him, and he can teach us something, or yeah, something like that. Um, for my musical updates, says that can like on Instagram. But yeah, so after this, maybe I can, let me write the, do you produce meditation music? So, was there another one? I have to go. Oh, okay. So, okay, cool. Just, let me write my number real quick. Then you can send me your names or just write Sonic Pi, then I'll know you are part of this session. So it's 240, 260, 8855. Let me just confirm before I give you the wrong number. Real quick, before you go, wait, before you go. Before you depart from us, 1 second, my number 240, 260, 8855, yeah. Excuse me. So that's the number over there. To answer your question, do I produce meditation music? So there's one I did, which is like, I use this, which is 12 seconds. To me, it's meditative. Like it's a whole journey. You can always, but it's more, I don't know I shall share in the group. Then you guys tell me what you think. But I feel personally it's meditative. Like it's the usual meditation music. You'd expect like rain sounds or water sounds or like wind. So that one was more of like an electronic version of meditative music, something like that. So yeah, this has been lovely. Thank you guys for showing up. Please do send me your names, then we can grow from this. Trust me, there's a whole community of coders out there. The algorithms, which happens. This is just like a gigs, which happens where coders are playing like coding sessions, which are gigs, where you'd find in usual times there's DJs and stuff. So this guy play using code. And Rian, I also, if you want to learn DJing, I can also teach that. I have some equipment I can help to teach.
Oh yes, please.
We can
What's
also
that,
learn for DJing. If you want to learn how to DJ, I can also teach you how to do that. So what else? If you want to learn like other softwares like FL Studio or Ableton, I can also like show you through that.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yes.
anything like music and softwares, feel free to ask. There's Katie as well. She shall be in the group. She's a DJ as well. She's from Manchester. She's close to you guys.
Yeah.
Yes. So I think this would be a nice like group to start with in this journey into like, you can spark your coding and stuff, Nadia, through now into music, you know. You never know what comes out of this, and I'm so happy for you guys to come through. And yeah, so let's speak more. I shall share the links to my music, to some tutorials you can use to learn by yourself, to if you want to have the DJ sessions. I think for this DJing I have till Tuesday because I'll live here for some while and I don't have access to the DJing. So I'm teaching Leona on Monday. I'm having a DJ session with her. So if anyone is free, we can have that, a DJing session. I can shoot.
Oh, is that tomorrow?
Yes.
What time is that?
We haven't decided yet. So maybe you can give us suggestions. I can also ask her what time is good for her. Then we see when we can do it. So
I can't do tomorrow.
Can do?
Sadly, yeah.
What about Tuesday? During the day, my time.
Yeah, Tuesday afternoon I could probably do. Tuesday afternoon or early evening is best. Yeah.
Probably let's go with afternoon, because yeah, I think that's when I'll be free. When it's morning my time, that would work for me. So okay, so yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Love you guys. Thanks.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. This has been so helpful, so amazing, so educational.
Yeah.
Thank you for this.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Thanks
You've
again.
removed some of the barriers to music now. Yeah, so it's doable.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so glad. Like at least like you're interested and like have understood something. I thought like personally, I'm not the best in teaching, but I thought I'd write things down, then it would help me at least have a layer to follow through. And I think it did well. So yeah, thanks. So if anyone is not like free, we can chill. I'm in no rush, but if you need to leave, it's okay.
I think I have to go. But thank you so much for everything you've done today.
Thank you. Let's keep in touch,
I'll give you
please.
my number.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Bless.
Bye.